Hello, my name is Ethan Tomaskovic, and this is my presentation on cryptophasia. So to start, cryptophasia, also known as twin language or autonomous language, refers to the private language developed by twins. And due to the prevalence of delayed language development in twins, this phenomenon has raised concerns about its impact on language development and communication. And here are some videos.
It's okay. Everything got baby. Thanks, Gabby. It's a grassa. Grassa rainbow. No, grassa. Grassa rainbow. Get crap. Get out of the rainbow. You can't find middle. You can't find one in the queen. That's rainbow. Grassa. For the rainbow. No, grassa. For the rainbow.
So the reason that I chose this topic is because I actually have an identical twin, and according to my mom, we spoke one of these languages up until we were about 3 years old. So diving deeper, we first need to understand how language develops. So we can look at 3 regions, and the first is Broca's area, which is situated in the left hemisphere of the brain, and this is associated with speech production and articulation. Wernicke's area, which is connected to Broca's via a neural pathway, is located in the posterior superior temporal lobe, and it is a critical language component and works for comprehension and language processing. And the angular gyrus predominantly analyzes speech and language presented through different senses, for example, auditory and visual. So, looking at a few theories as to how this occurs, Skinner and Vygotsky believe that it stems from social learning, which is the process of children imitating word and language patterns shown to them through models or parents. Contrarily, Chomsky believes that humans are pre-wired to learn languages where brain structures naturally allow for the capacity to learn and use languages. So, diving deeper into cryptophasia, or autonomous languages, these are unique linguistic systems developed by twins to communicate exclusively with each other, and it often involves a seemingly cryptic use of words and grammar systems. And this emerges in 40 to 70% of twins, but it really only persists for the first few years of life. So these private languages develop as a result of frequently absent adult language models, and linguistic isolation, which refers to the amount of time twins spend together in relation to a parent. And from there, the rumination of improper imitation of language model occurs, resulting in phonological distortions, and the reinforcement of error of imitation from the other twin happens a lot, and from that, a simple language of meaningful gibberish appears. So some cognitive implications of this usually present themselves in twins who use cryptophagia for 3 or more years. This is characterized by poor language functioning and highly dependent relationships. And I should note, a true private language, which refers to having much more than just a few words and few grammatical structures, is only found in 19.7% of twins, and only 6.3% continue to use it after 3 years. And some other impactful variables are gestational diabetes, limited fetal growth or being born prematurely, low birth weight, and monozygosity. And the delayed language impacts of these factors are largely outgrown by 5, and this occurs in more than just twins, but monozygosity is the only one that occurs specifically in twins. So I found no brain imaging on twins with cryptophasia. However, it could be theorized that similar expressions could present themselves in other children with language impairments. So in the top picture here, you can see abnormalities in the cortical and subcortical white matter regions, and this results in language impairment, a permanent language impairment. And in the second picture, you can see disorganized white matter for children with delayed language developmental issues. And due to the limited imaging available, it's hard to draw a correlation between abnormalities being present during a temporary stage of shared private languages, but I hypothesize that there could be minimal amounts of white matter disorganization occurring during this time, and since the neuroplasticity of children is large, it could be theorized that this disorganization is repaired once the twins are introduced to more proper linguistic environments. So some other factors that can result in delayed language development are social environmental factors. One of these is the rates of depression in mothers, which is often higher in twins, and this can result in reduced sensitivity and responsiveness from the parents. And twin or parent-to-child interaction in twins are often more sporadic and interrupted, which lead to less focused interactions than is what is seen as in parent-to-child interactions in singletons. And when paired with twins having a sibling who is at the same developmental level, these factors can result in a reduced chance of having advanced language models to imitate and learn from. However, when there is an older sibling in the household, it is theorized that the mother will speak to the older child in an increased sophistication, which is then reflected in the phonology of the developing twins. And another reason is that the mother could also have greater experience in how to raise a child if she has, or if the twins have, an older sibling. So a primary intervention strategy that's proposed is that the twins engage in a wider range of advanced language and communication styles, like those that exist between a parent and an older sibling. Also, having more one-on-one time would allow the adult to fix the errors in one of the twins' phonologies, and which would hopefully then be reflected in the other, and by fixing the other twins' phonology errors as well. And also having shared activities such as storytelling, reading, and group playtime conversations could stimulate their cognitive and linguistic abilities and reduce the prevalence of phonological challenges. So some limitations of the studies I found were that there was a small sample size, which is natural considering that the population pool in twins is going to be small. But another issue I found was diversity discrepancies between races, and this recruitment could present a bias. So I would like to propose a future study that implements hyperscanning via fMRI. I would like this study to have a large and diverse population sample, and by monitoring the simultaneous brain activity and twin-to-twin language interactions, I believe that we can learn more about the neural mechanisms that drive cryptophasia and other language developmental issues in twins. And this study could shed light on their communication patterns and help identify critical windows for intervention. And due to the prevalent language developmental issues, it would also provide a robust sample to explore how these issues can present themselves in all infants. But it should be noted that this would only be helpful if singleton children showed similarly impacted neural mechanisms. So overall, the study of cryptophasia provides valuable insights into the complexities of language development and the influence of private twin languages on their cognitive processes. And understanding the implications of cryptophasia is essential for addressing the linguistic and cognitive needs of twins and advancing our knowledge of language acquisition. Here are my sources. Thank you.